Blackheads are open comedones, meaning a pore, a hair follicle, becomes congested with a mixture of sebum, skin oil, and dead skin cells, and the dark color is usually oxidation of that material at the pore opening when it contacts air rather than dirt. So, preventing blackheads is not about scrubbing harder, stripping the skin, or squeezing constantly, but about keeping the follicle lining shedding normally, keeping sebum moving outward instead of thickening and stagnating inside pores, removing daily buildup thoroughly without damaging the skin barrier, and minimizing chronic irritation, friction, and occlusion that trigger inflammation and rebound oiliness. Prevention that actually lasts is a stable system you repeat consistently because comedones form gradually and resolve gradually, and many people need weeks of steady care before the pore behavior truly changes. The most reliable prevention system is built on a small set of high-yield habits you can maintain long-term. Gentle cleansing, matched to your skin type and product use. Consistent use of a pore-targeting active, such as salicylic acid, BHA, or an appropriate alternative. Consistent use of a nighttime retinoid to reduce microcomedone formation and normalize follicular turnover. Regular moisturization to keep the barrier resilient so you can tolerate actives long-term, and daily sunscreen to reduce inflammation and support even tone and texture. Everything else is optional, and many people accidentally worsen blackheads by adding too many steps, mixing too many actives, scrubbing too hard, or chasing quick fixes that inflame the follicle opening and make the skin reactive. Start with the skin barrier because it is the control center for sensitivity, inflammation, and oil regulation. When the barrier is disrupted by harsh soaps, very hot water, aggressive foaming cleansers that leave you squeaky clean, alcohol-heavy toners, rough washcloth friction, cleansing brushes, frequent abrasive scrubs, and overuse of exfoliating pads, you lose protective lipids. Water evaporates faster from the skin, nerve endings become more reactive, redness increases, and the skin often compensates with increased sebum production and altered keratinization, how skin cells shed, which makes pore contents thicker and more likely to clump into plugs. So, stripping and irritation do not prevent blackheads, they often feed the cycle. The goal of cleansing is to remove excess oil and residue without leaving tightness, stinging, or that rubbery squeak feeling. Cleanse with lukewarm water rather than hot, because heat increases irritation and redness. Use fingertips rather than harsh tools. Massage gently for about 20-30 seconds. Rinse thoroughly, and pat dry rather than rubbing, because friction inflames the follicle opening and can worsen congestion over time. If you love the sensation of deep clean, remember that comedonal acne typically improves with less friction, not more. And the best cleanser is the one that lets you use your prevention ingredients consistently without your skin feeling raw. Morning cleansing depends on your oiliness, climate, and sensitivity. If you wake up shiny, feel greasy by midday, sweat at night, live in heat or humidity, or use heavier nighttime products, a gentle morning cleanse can remove the overnight sebum film that traps dead cells and can help sunscreen apply more evenly. If you are dry, easily irritated, or you feel tight after washing, a water rinse or an ultra-mild cleanser in the morning may be better to avoid starting the day with barrier stress because over-cleansing can trigger irritation that makes pores behave worse and makes actives harder to tolerate. Night cleansing is essential for prevention because sunscreen, makeup, airborne particles, and layered products accumulate and mix with sebum. Repeated incomplete removal is a very common reason blackheads persist, even when you use good skincare, and it can lead to a stubborn, waxy film that thickens pore contents. So treat nighttime cleansing as your anchor habit, and assume your evening cleanse matters more than your morning cleanse for congestion. If you wear long-wear sunscreen or makeup, or if your face still feels slick after cleansing, consider a gentle double cleanse at night. First, use a mild oil cleanser or micellar product To dissolve sunscreen and makeup massage lightly, no harsh rubbing, then rinse or wipe gently. Then follow with a gentle water-based cleanser to remove residue. Done gently, this is often more effective and less irritating than scrubbing with one harsh cleanser, and it reduces the temptation to over-exfoliate in an attempt to fix residue buildup. After cleansing, prevention depends on consistently changing what happens inside the pore, and the most pore-targeted over-the-counter active for blackheads is salicylic acid, BHA, because it is oil-soluble and can penetrate into the pore lining to loosen the bonds between dead cells that form sticky plugs, reduce the glue that holds debris together, and calm low-grade inflammation. It can also reduce oily shine for many people and help smooth rough texture along the nose, chin, and forehead. A leave-on salicylic acid product in the range of about 0.5% to 2% is typically sufficient. The key is correct frequency and tolerance rather than maximum strength, because irritation makes follicles more reactive and can worsen congestion. If you are new to BHA or your skin is sensitive, start 2 to 3 mornings per week for 2 weeks. Apply a thin layer to blackhead-prone areas, often nose, chin, forehead, sometimes cheeks, hairline, jaw, depending on your pattern. Then, moisturize. If your skin stays calm, increase to every other morning, and only move toward daily use if you do not develop persistent stinging, prolonged tightness, or raw peeling. If you experience dryness or stinging, the correct adjustment is to reduce frequency and increase moisturization rather than adding more exfoliation or scrubbing harder, because barrier disruption is one of the fastest ways to turn simple comedones into persistent, irritated acne. Think consistent and comfortable rather than strong and fast, because strong and fast usually becomes irritated and inconsistent. And inconsistency is the enemy of long-term prevention. If you cannot tolerate salicylic acid, consider alternatives that still support normal keratinization and calm inflammation. Azelaic acid is a common option, often 10% over the counter. Higher strengths, maybe prescription in some regions, that can help normalize shedding inside follicles and reduce redness, and it is often easier to tolerate long-term. It may feel less immediately decongesting than BHA for some people, but the long-term benefit can be meaningful when used steadily, and tolerance matters because prevention depends on months of use rather than a short burst. The second cornerstone of prevention is a nighttime retinoid, because retinoids normalize keratinization inside the follicle and reduce microcomedones, the earliest invisible blockages that later become blackheads, making them one of the most reliable tools for preventing recurrence. They also improve overall texture over time and can refine the appearance of pores by reducing congestion and supporting healthier epidermal turnover. Where available, Adapalene 0, 1% is well studied for acne. Retinol or retinol products can also help, though potency varies by formulation, so technique and consistency matter more than the label. Apply retinoids at night to completely dry skin. Damp skin increases irritation. Use only a pea-sized amount for the entire face. Prevention is field treatment, not spot treatment. Avoid the corners of the nose and mouth if you are prone to irritation, and follow with moisturizer. Using more than a pea-sized amount rarely improves results and commonly increases irritation. Introduce slowly to protect the barrier. 2 nights per week for 2 weeks, then every other night for 2 weeks. Then increase toward nightly only if your barrier remains calm. If you are sensitive, buffer with the sandwich method by applying moisturizer first, then retinoid, then moisturizer again. Mild dryness or light flaking can occur during the first few weeks, but intense burning, swelling, cracking, or a persistent rash suggests irritation. If that happens, pause actives for several days. Focus on gentle cleansing and barrier repair, then restart at a lower frequency. Many people fail with retinoids not because retinoids do not work, but because they start too aggressively, become irritated, stop entirely, then restart aggressively again. Prevention is built on patience and steady escalation, and the most successful long-term users treat dryness as a signal to slow down rather than a signal to quit. One of the biggest reasons blackhead prevention fails is stacking too many actives at once. Salicylic acid plus glycolic acid, plus exfoliating pads, plus scrubs, plus strong vitamin C, plus frequent masks. Because even if each ingredient sounds helpful, the combination often inflames the skin, disrupts the barrier, and paradoxically makes pores clog more. Most people do best with one pore-clearing active, like BHA, and one long-term comedone preventer, a retinoid, supported by moisturizer and sunscreen, with everything else added only after stability is proven and only one change at a time, so you can see what actually helps and what actually triggers congestion or irritation. Moisturizer is essential even for oily skin because barrier stability determines tolerance and consistency. A calm barrier often produces less reactive oil over time and reduces inflammation that contributes to congestion. While dehydrated, irritated skin can look both oily and flaky at the same time and clog more easily because the follicle lining becomes inflamed and shedding becomes irregular. Choose a moisturizer that matches your skin's feel. Oily and combination skin usually prefer lightweight gel cream or lotion textures. Dry skin may need a richer cream. In both cases, prioritize non-comedogenic, fragrance-free or very low fragrance, formulas with barrier-supporting ingredients such as glycerin, hyaluronic acid, panthenol, ceramides, and possibly niacinamide if you tolerate it. If niacinamide causes flushing or stinging for you, skip it and keep the formula simpler. The goal is not to eliminate oil. Sebum is protective and normal, but to keep oil and dead cells from becoming trapped and oxidized inside pores. Balanced, comfortable skin tends to clog less and tolerate treatments better. Daily sunscreen is another non-negotiable step, especially if you use BHA or a retinoid, because ultraviolet exposure increases inflammation, slows barrier repair, and worsens uneven tone and texture. Sunscreen also reduces irritation from actives and supports long-term smoothness and resilience. Choose a broad-spectrum SPF 30 or higher that you can wear daily. If a sunscreen seems to contribute to congestion, do not abandon sunscreen. Switch the vehicle, because texture matters. Lightweight fluids, gels, and non-comedogenic oil-free formulas often work better for acne-prone skin, and thorough removal at night matters more than whether a sunscreen is mineral or chemical. If you consistently wear sunscreen but do not remove it thoroughly at night, residue can build up and mix with sebum, so treat removal as part of sunscreen success rather than blaming sunscreen itself. Once you find a sunscreen you tolerate, commit to daily use, because inconsistent sunscreen use often leads to irritation that undermines the whole routine. A simple daily routine that prevents blackheads without unnecessary complexity looks like this. In the morning, cleanse gently if needed. Apply salicylic acid on scheduled mornings to blackhead-prone areas. Moisturize, then apply sunscreen. At night, cleanse thoroughly. Double cleanse if you wore heavy sunscreen or makeup. Apply retinoid on scheduled nights to dry skin. Then moisturize. Keep BHA and retinoids separated by time of day at first to reduce irritation. If your skin becomes dry, take 1 or 2 rest days per week where you cleanse and moisturize only, because the goal is long-term consistency rather than maximum intensity, and rest days often allow you to stay on track instead of quitting after a flare of dryness. A practical ramp-up schedule that balances effectively